Hi, this is Megan Jacks, Creative Memories Independent Advisor, and I'm here today with a quick product video. We're going to be talking about the top loading 12 by 12 pages from Creative Memories. So you may be familiar with Creative Memories' traditional album page. This is actually a Fast to Fabulous page, so it has a little bit of background design to it, but the overall concept of the album page is the same. It has the base page here where you can build your layout directly on it. It has the jeeping on the right and the left side, and then you would slide your page protector over it once you have everything all set to go. The top loading pages, on the other hand, are kind of like it has the jeeping attached to essentially the page protector. The page you would load from the top. That's why it's called the top loading page, pocket page. And these are fantastic if you are like me and you either don't scrapbook in order, or you just maybe want to have a little more flexibility to move your layouts around a bit. So I want to talk a bit more about these because I really do like them. And sometimes I'm not sure if everybody is fully aware that Creative Memories even offers these. So I'm going to show you my album and talk a little bit about them. So as I mentioned, I do not scrapbook in order. I am kind of all over the place with my projects. And so the top loading pages are great for me because I can take them in and out of an album as I need to. So here is an album, and this album is filled with all sorts of miscellaneous things because, like I said, I don't scrapbook in order. So this lets me put together what I call a holding album. And so as I get my pages done or close to done, sometimes I need to follow up with some journaling, I can go ahead and put them in these top loading pages, and they're ready to start looking through them. So they're not just stuck in a pile as I wait to make sure I have everything in perfect chronological order. So what I can do here is with my top loading sleeves, I can rearrange as I need to. I can take them out of this holding album and put them into their final destination. If I forget, if I'm working in that album where I have a little bit more chronological going on and I've forgotten something, it's a little bit easier for me to go ahead and rearrange things. And I can also put together albums that later I know will be taken apart, maybe because I need to divide things up for my kids, that type of thing. And I don't have to worry about what's on one side of the page versus what's on the other, because I can take them out. The pages, the layouts inside of them are completely independent of each other. So I can rearrange as needed. The other great thing I want to talk about with these pocket pages, the 12 by 12 top loading, is they come with a white piece of cardstock that helps with reinforcement while it's being shipped and while you're loading it into your albums. You can take this piece of cardstock out once you get your pages, and as you start inserting your layouts, you can take this piece out and you can set it and put it in with your white cardstock stash. So really with me doing the top loading pages like this, I don't ever buy white cardstock because I know I'm always going to be just having more cardstock that I pull out every time I put together or I put my layouts in the top loading pages. I would recommend that when you go ahead and you put your albums together, you would go ahead and leave that white cardstock in the pocket page until you're ready to load it with a layout. The other thing I will tell you is that the designer paper is heavy enough by itself to be in here. So if you like to use both sides of designer paper, you could easily go ahead and just use a pocket page, and you wouldn't have to put a second layout. You could actually, let me show you here, if I had wanted to do a layout on this side, but also use the other side, well, it's cardstock here, but imagine this side, if I flipped it over and I've got this wonderful designer paper that I still want to use, I could still use it. So it's also a great way if you're really trying to be economic with your designer paper and want to use both sides, that you could easily do so. They do load really nicely. The one thing that I will say that I hear people talking about is the material that is used to make the pocket pages is a little different than the page protectors. So there is a little bit more wiggle room, more slide with these pocket pages. They're a little more slippery. So as I close this album, you'll see I've got quite a bit of shimmy and shake here. Don't let that discourage you from it. In my opinion, the album is still really sturdy. I have 2 packs in here. I do not like to fill my albums, or I shouldn't say overfill. I don't like a super chunky album. I prefer an album that with these refill packs is going to have probably no more than 2.5. So it would have a total of 30 top loading pages with, and that would give you 60 sides, which to me is a nice, definitely filled album. Once you get above that, I think it starts to get heavy. The other thing that impacts the width here, and you can see it in this particular album, is I do have I've used various foam squares in there for embellishments to give more dimension. This album I'm showing you here, you can see it's a little bit thinner, and it's because in this album, there's fewer pages that have those foam stickers on, the foam squares on them. So if you use a lot of foam squares, you may find that your albums get thicker faster. If you don't, if you are using just, sticking with regular adhesive and not doing too many dimensional items, you may find that definitely going with that 2.5 sets of the top loading pages works great. So just a quick video to highlight this product. Give it a try if you want. You can also use those top loading pages if you want to highlight memorabilia or use them for, other things you want to have a little bit ability to take it in and out of the album. They're a great product to have. So if you have questions, send me a message about them. I'm always happy to talk to you about them. And I look forward to sharing more products with you soon. Thanks.